Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. And many more. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Daring Dialogues, and I'm your host today, Shantae Charles. I first of all want to thank you for your time and for your attention. I am also on my personal page today because I feel like I need to put this more than one place so that people can access it. This particular broadcast, I know YouTube takes about 24 hours to process a video. And so I want to make it accessible and available to people outside of YouTube so that you can share this information. I am normally on Relationship Wednesday. I am normally sharing from these two books, but I have to take a station break today because I need to address something both as a human being, as a believer in Christ, and as a spiritual leader. So I am coming from three different directions this morning. I'm not going to be before you long on my personal page because I am going to have a talk back segment on my YouTube. So if you want to meet us over there when this broadcast goes off, you can meet us over there on YouTube. But I want to address some of the happenings and some of the goings on recently, in specifically regarding the attacks on Black communities. Some of us seem to not understand what time it is, what day it is, what's happening, but I'm going to play you two videos. I'm going to play you two videos of things that have been happening this week since Sunday. This one is on the campus of Tennessee State University. People came to the school. They came to the school to provoke. Let me see if I can turn this down some. Okay. People came to the school to provoke HBCU students. School security was called, and they were escorted off campus. This is called provocation. Okay. This is Americans. This is people who feel as though they have the right to now come onto university campuses, HBCU campuses, and accost students and harass them and try to intimidate them. So it wasn't enough that that bomb threats were called in, okay, on last week. They are now coming onto the campuses of HBCUs and trying to harass and intimidate students. That's called ethnic intimidation, in case you were unaware. All right. Campus security was called. That was at Tennessee State University. Campus security was called, and they were escorted off the campus. Now, on Sunday, let me get to that. I'm not sure of the location of this, but I want to show you. On Sunday, Americans were trying to enter Black churches to quote unquote protest against people having the right to speak out against the racism of a person that they followed. We all know who the person is. I don't need to put their name up, but this is what they were doing on Sunday. They're not coming in. Why not? Why can't I come in? Because I said you're not. This is Larry Krasner's town hall at Mother Bethel Church at Society Hill. You're not coming on sacred space. They're all you're not coming in on sacred space. As simple as that. Because I said you're not coming in. I'm saying you're not coming in. You have no right to tell me. You're not coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're not coming in on sacred space. What do you see what it is? I don't care. You'll see what it needs to come up in here. You will see what it needs. He said don't threaten people. Don't threaten people, he said. All right. So that is where we are in America. In case you didn't know, in case you were in some kind of worship bubble, where we are in America right now is people feel like they have the right to try to intimidate Black people in their sacred spaces. And why do I say sacred? Because a sanctuary is considered a sacred space. So they're not coming, okay, to be peaceful. And Black people have every right to refuse you entrance into their sacred space. It's really that simple. People have the right to refuse you service. So I don't want anybody to be confused about what is happening in this country right now. Since Sunday, since that rally / memorial service took place, people have been activated to try to come into Black spaces to try to intimidate and harass Black people. And they're doing it. They don't care if you have a sacred space. They want to interrupt that. Now imagine you doing that at the Southern Baptist Church. You're going to be thrown out. Okay? They want to come to the HBCU campuses and harass and target Black students. This is where we are here in the United States. And so a couple of things I want to share. Couple of things, and then I'm going to have my talk back, and then I'm going to be out of here. Again, I'm not doing the talk back on Facebook. It is going to be on YouTube. My YouTube is live now as well. So if you want to join us for the talk back, you're welcome to, because unfortunately, Facebook is pro all of this stuff that's happening. And so there are certain things I can't say there because it will likely be muted or pushed down into the algorithm. All right, so a couple of things I want to share. Let me go to it. I wrote this, let's see, when did I write it? I wrote this July 12th, 2018, and it is still applicable today. All right. It says, staying safe when your country fails to protect your human and civil rights. Because right now we know that the Civil Rights Department, the Civil Rights divisions, especially on the federal level, have been shut down. They've been closed. There's a reason for that, because they don't want you to have a place to report civil rights and human rights violations. Black people and Black families, please be aware that very little is being done from a federal aspect to protect your rights to live free from harassment and domestic terrorism. We've already been made aware that white Christian nationalism is the #1 domestic terrorist threat in our nation. And yet, because we have white Christian nationalists in our government leadership positions, they are doing nothing to curtail this threat. You've read about the many unwarranted attacks nationwide, and I just showed you 2 that are targeting Black men, Black women, Black children, Black students, Black parishioners, from simply living, working, studying, and trying to serve God in their freedom of serving their God. Now is not the time to wait for an incident to happen, but now's the time to prepare for those who want to see themselves as above the law. Here are some points to consider as you protect your family and your parishioners here in the United States. #1, be aware. Plan well. Check your environment, especially when it comes to the church service environment. Have an exit plan in case you have a threat to the fellow parishioners. #2, legal counsel. Make sure you have a network of legal counsel that can help should your rights be violated. Number 3, act as a unified body of people. Someone should be recording the incident. Someone should be making a call to the proper authorities of any interaction that seems unjust or any harassment. Number 4, call the authorities first. If they show up being disruptive, if they refuse to leave, let them know that they're trespassing, but call the authorities first. This places the burden of proof on the harasser and not on yourself. However, if you feel that the authorities are colluding with your harasser, get their names, get their badge numbers, and file a report. 6, research the stand your ground law for your state and any states that you will be traveling to. Know the law and know your constitutional rights. Arm yourself if you can legally carry. We know that Florida has just now gone to an open carry state. Pepper spray. Many tasers are also useful as the rise of vigilante harassment continues and people are now deputizing themselves with the blessing of felon in chief to harass innocent Black civilians. Keep records of all of the people who are suspected supremacists who have been entering into your spaces. If you are doing church services, okay, you may have to do some registration. You may have to now get a kiosk and have people sign in when they enter your service so you have a record. You might have to get one of those kiosks that has the little facial recognition screen where they have to take a picture as they enter your service. But you need to be doing and taking some other security measures now to make sure that people are properly protected in your space. Consider having a licensed armed person or armed security at your gatherings, hiring an off-duty officer. This is available, okay? Or it can be people that you know who are on the police force who are willing to work off-duty hours. But we have to be smart when we gather. One more time. We have to be smart when we gather. When it comes to your property, churches, pastors, spiritual leaders, you need to now consider audio, video surveillance of your property. So you have more than just your phone camera going. You have camera and security around your property and around your building. Okay? Because this is where we are right now. And let me tell you why we are where we are. We are where we are because there are still people in this country who do not see us as equals. There are still people in this country who do not see us as equals. Now, I wrote this July 2016. I've heard it said by several of my fellow Christians. Some of them I'm gonna have to say they're Christian in name only because some of this behavior is not Christian at all. It's just evil and wicked. But some of them, mainly white, continue to say things like, there is no color in the kingdom. Here's why this is a dangerous statement. Number one, God sees all color. He made them. He does not play colorblind. He does not see color as a deficiency or something to be ashamed of or something to fear. He sees it as a part of the beautiful diversity of creation. Number two, Revelations 5:7 shows that God celebrates the people he created from every tribe, from every tongue, from every language, and from every people group. So you cannot tell me that you are in relationship with God, but you don't want to be in relationship with people who don't look like you. He acknowledges diversity in eternity, not as a superiority or an inferiority, but as an expression of his power to create all mankind. Saying that no law can change anybody's heart does not negate the need to create laws that address what is evil and to set boundaries. Okay? In this country and in many countries around the world, I am first seen as Black before I am seen as Christian or a follower of Christ. One more time. I am first seen as Black. They don't see Christian, they see Black. Yeah. Now I can open my mouth and I can begin to declare some things, and then they might say, oh, I see that you are a follower of Christ. But that does not come before I see Black. So we don't need to act like people don't see our color, because there's nothing wrong with our color, because God created us in the skin that we're in. Yeah. hmm 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 Martin Luther King said this, and I'm going to end and turn it over to my talk back. He said, it may be true that the law cannot make a man love me. I don't need you to love me. I need you to not be trying to do me harm. It may be true that the law cannot make a man love me, but it can keep him from lynching me. And I think that's pretty important. Okay? So again, I'm doing a station break interruption from what I normally say and what I would normally be reading right now to tell Black people, tighten up your ship. If you're a spiritual leader and you have people coming into spaces that these people now consider as soft targets, if you can carry legally, you need to be carrying. Invest in some tasers for your security team and your congregation. Invest in some mace for your security team and your congregation. Because unfortunately, that is the climate and the environment that our leadership and the regime is stoking in this country. This is not new behavior, okay? This is genocidal watch behavior. This is how genocides begin. When citizenry feel deputized to go and harm other citizens with no regard for any consequences, because they don't feel like there's going to be consequences for their actions. And so you have a right to defend yourself, your life, your liberty, and your person. And I encourage you to defend yourself if you have to. All right? I think that's all I needed to say for today. All right. I'm going to turn it over and we're going to have our talk back. Pastor Ben, I'm going to bring you onto the YouTube channel. If you are watching by Facebook, I want to thank you for your time and attention. Black people, tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten your ship up. Pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you have college students, you need to be having conversations as parents. You need to be having a conversation with your college student about what to do if they are approached by someone who is trying to threaten or harass them or intimidate them. Please have that conversation now and not after it happens. All right. Thank you so very much for your time and attention. Again, if you're on Facebook, you can meet us over on YouTube. The channel is at Life Nation KC. Be well, and most importantly, be light. All right. Here I go. Doo-doo. Oh, no. No, 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 no. It's saying our chat is not enabled. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this broadcast and I'm going to come back with part 2 so we can have the talk back. All right. I will be right back.